That's not good. And it happens after 60 kilometers an hour. Welcome back to Tom and Sense, everyone. So in today's video, just want to give you guys a complete update on the things that are actually happening with the vehicle. So a couple of steps forward and definitely some more steps back. But what ended up happening is, as you guys saw in the other video, I went for a test drive. And from that test drive I thought it was one thing. Now, it could still be that one thing. Yeah, that's not good. However, the more pressing issue I have is the fact that the rear driver's side brake was actually seized. Yeah, that's not good. So that wasn't helping, and that was causing a lot of the noise and the vibration, I'm assuming. So those are on order. When they come in, they'll be replaced. So thank you, Amazon, for the rear brake calipers. Replacing both rear brake calipers. Now, as far as the brakes are concerned, I am replacing those as well, but not coming off of Amazon, but Parts Avatar. From Parts Avatar, here are the rear brake shoes for the handbrakes, rear caliper brakes, and this little guy. Plastic piece, the mounting point that I needed for the rear passenger side. And again, that's from partsavatar.ca. Thank you very much. So again, they're a Canadian company, so I figured they were actually really good at shipping things out to me. Little things here and there. Again, as I mentioned, I do want to do the valve cover and the oil pan gasket, but again, those are big jobs, and those are not quite necessary when the car is sitting. And I also don't have money for all of this, because that's actually going to take quite a bit more money and a lot more time, and I'm also trying to run a business. So I'm here on a Thursday from 1 to 3, and I get a couple of hours here and there to be able to work on this. So again, if you guys know of something I should be doing, something I'm missing, this is where I would love and appreciate some comments, because I'm sure there's a lot of guys that have done what I'm doing and have done this. I've been watching tons of YouTube. ChatGPT has been a real good resource as well for me, and a lot of research trying to make sure I'm doing the right thing. I did order a center shaft bearing also from Parts Avatar, and again, that's from partsavatar.ca. Thank you very much. That's been delivered, but now I'm postponing that job until I actually get the brakes done. So once I get the brakes done, as you guys can see also, the CV axle nut is somewhat mangled. This is the driver's side in the rear, and this is the passenger side in the rear. So you can see, totally different. So that's going to be a pretty big job, and there's like little things here and there, so that could turn into a much bigger job in a project. But I'm looking to, if the vibration is mostly gone, this is the way I'm looking at it, correct me if I'm wrong, if the vibration is mostly gone, what I'm going to do, once I fix the back brakes, I'm going to drive it around for a bit and save up my money, save up the time, get some proper tools to be able to tackle that, because that is going to be essentially a tiger torch, and I am taking that thing out. Oxyacetylene is going to be my best friend for that. If you guys can recommend anything else, that's the way I'm kind of thinking about it. I don't think that bearing is going to come out easy, so if I'm taking that apart, bearings, CV axles in the back also need to come out. It's going to turn into a pretty big thing, so that I'm not really looking forward to as much, because that's going to be quite of an expensive job, and for that it might take some time. I'll be honest with you guys. I want to be able to enjoy the vehicle, just to drive it around so it passes inspection. Those are not vehicle inspection sort of things that need to be done, but brakes are, and the leaks. So as soon as I got those things buttoned up, we'll go from there. But thank you for sticking with me. I appreciate everybody that's watching. For some reason, this gets a lot more views than my financial stuff, so I do appreciate you guys for sticking with my channel and for the subscribers. And again, if you guys see something in these videos, if you guys are like, well, why isn't he doing this? Mention it in the comments. Even if it's something obvious to you guys that I'm obviously missing. I would appreciate any help right now, because it wouldn't have to do as much research if somebody would tell me. So it'd be really nice to see, and I know there's some BMW people have done these things before and are going to be tackling some jobs. Now, I don't obviously have all the proper tools, but I'm doing this, again, at my pace. I'm not in a shop, again, like a, you know, this is not, I can't raise this up in the air. All I can do is use a floor jack. So obviously tackling the center shaft bearing with a hoist would be a lot easier, especially because the exhaust, I tried to take it off. Oh yeah, no, she's gonna be a struggle. So it's another reason I'm not doing that right now. And a lot of the under tray stuff, just horrible, mangled and bent. So I need to be able to save up some cash, put it towards this, and again, order the parts, let them sit. When I have everything, then I can tackle it slowly. So yeah, one job at a time. That's all I'm doing. I don't want to get myself into the weeds, because if I start taking apart that center shaft bearing, that's the exhaust, that's all the under tray stuff. So front fender liners are going to go in. So when I drive around in this muck here in northern Alberta, my lights and everything else aren't going to get covered in it. So here we go. We got fender liners for the front and another piece for the under tray. It does fit pretty good. It does do a lot of the coverage. However, up here, it's not gonna focus, is it? And then I can move slowly. Again, brakes are important. If I start driving around and things are looking much better and sounding a lot better, then I know that that center shaft bearing can wait for a little bit. But it is something I'm obviously going to tackle because I already ordered the part. Couple more goodies. I got the oil to be able to flush the rear gearbox because it is leaking. There are seals that are leaking, so I'm looking to see if I can rebuild it. It's got this guy. Once I do the center shaft bearing, people said that it was a good idea to get this done as well. So here it is. And to bleed my brakes, which I've never done by myself ever before, I bought this handy dandy tool at the local Canadian Tire. See how that goes. Tell you guys all about it later. Now let's get to building. Is that where the ambient temperature sensor goes? That's where I put it because I found it down below. There it is. So I was able to clean it up a little bit. Thanks to Parts Avatar, I was able to compile a lot of these parts. So I'm not sponsored by Parts Avatar. There's no sponsor helping me with the build of this or to get this E90 back on the road. However, if you guys are able to, or if you guys know Parts Avatar, give them a shout out from me and see if I can partner, and just imagine what I could do with this, with their wealth of material and everything else that I would need to get this car up and running. If I miss anything, it's in the future videos. These are going to be coming out. So as we're going along, you guys are going to see the progression and the steps of me getting this car back onto the road, serviceable, running without issue. And yes, I think there's always going to be a little bit something I could work on. But again, that's where maybe Parts Avatar or a sponsor could come in and be like, okay, you know, we're willing to help. And that would help me a lot because, again, this is not that cheap to be able to do. However, it's still within my budget. So I'm not going to blow my budget anytime soon. And if we are going to get into a bigger size project, that would be ideal to have somebody on board to be able to help. Now, if that doesn't happen, that's fine. The car's still going to be able to run, still going to be able to do everything I need it to do, but it would be nice. Now, the other thing too is for the next sort of, once the brakes are done and for me to do the center shaft bearing, the way I'm looking at it is I would need a lift. And I just can't do that with the floor jack. I've seen it on YouTube and it looks painful. And I don't want to be in pain having to do this. Now, if the shaft bearing does need to be done, again, that's something I'm going to try and source out locally where I could get into a shop that will allow me to use a hoist. So if you guys know anybody in Peace River that's willing to do that, once this video or once the next video comes out, put it in the comments below. I appreciate everybody commenting and liking the videos and liking the shorts. And yeah, see you on the next one. Again, thanks for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing. And please comment and let me know what I'm doing or what I should be doing also.